We know each other. He's a friend from work.
Hell yes, I get to ride the dragon.
The hell's wrong with you people?
I know Kung Fu.
Tank, you want to switch? You want to switch?
No, I'm good. I got it.
Stay down. I could do this all day.
If you had to transform into one mythical creature and then get married to a different mythical creature.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Maximum effort. How about a magic trick?
HR.
Not an animal.
HR. Is HR.
Somebody call HR down here.
That man is playing Gallagher.
Welcome to the Nerds from Work, your weekly escape into the world of geeks, nerds, and people who can never understand the sense of timing that it takes to do this intro or this show, because apparently this is a weekly show and now we're putting it out monthly.
Oh, did that saves me so much time in editing? I wish somebody had told me.
Yeah, I mean, we've been recording every week.
Pretty
It's
much.
just Tank's editing skills.
That's really
slowing down.
That's what's holding it up.
That's got to be it.
Right.
Gotta
Yeah.
be it.
This is the only weekly show that's done every month. Woohoo!
Oh, yeah.
That is.
I mean,
that is a good observation.
everybody has to have a gimmick, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Welcome to the weekly escape. Scratch that. Monthly escape.
So it's gonna be
Scratch that. When we feel like escaping.
Yeah. When we can escape more light.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Between all of our work schedules, between putting out and producing another show, between doing so many things on our own,
It's
now
ridiculous.
to come back to this show,
It's ridiculous.
it's like, oh my goodness.
How do we do this again?
Right?
What do I do with my hands? Like, do they?
That's fine.
That
Like
okay.
spaceship.
Got it.
I just do my thing. Keep quiet and look pretty.
That was never your thing, but I mean, we'll let you keep thinking that. So, Tank, what have you been up to in the however long it's been? What have you done lately with your life? Like, what are you doing? Are you alive still?
Barely. Like, and so apparently getting old, which I didn't know was happening. I took my kids to the indoor trampoline park on Sunday, and I did something to my shoulder, and I have no clue. It didn't hurt the whole time I was there, and like.
Wait.
Oh.
3, 2. We have not done that in so long. We
I
just
know.
went right into things.
Yeah, it's been that's.
We went right into things. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, audience.
we are sorry.
No, just me. Everyone else hates you.
Yeah, but yeah, I fucked my shoulder up. I'm not really sure how. Cause like I didn't like land on it weird or anything the whole time I was there. I just like the next day I was like, hey, cool, my shoulder hurts now. So.
Dude, getting old sucks.
I'm like, I didn't.
I used to do so much stuff. Okay, like lift boats over my head, like do all sorts of cool shit. I have an 8-month-old. Today, he's 8 months old.
Oh, nice.
Hey.
I'm like doing this thing where I'm like, oh yeah, and I'll like hold him upside down.
Yeah.
And now it's like my ribs hurt. And I'm like, what is that?
Yeah, dude.
My wife's like, what's going on? I'm like, nothing. I'm a man.
Right, I got it. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Oh,
FYI.
jeez, it
Wait.
hurts.
You're complaining while he's 8 months old. Wait till he's 8 years old. Like,
I have a 9-year-old and a 7-year-old.
well, there you go.
But it's like, kids just take a toll on your body.
Dude.
I've been to those trampoline parks.
I mean,
They're
not to be
wild.
sexist or anything, but I will say 9-year-old girls, 9-year-old boys,
No.
probably
just
gonna
wait.
have. Just saying.
My 9-year-old girl
Uh,
is like on this path to be like an expert rock climber,
Nice.
right? And I was like, I used to rock climb. She's like, Dad, come on. And I'm like on the wall, like, I'm in so much pain. And she's
I have a
like,
photo of my son.
older than me now.
I have a photo of my son hanging for his dear life on the side of a rock wall. It's just and then he falls off. I'm like,
That's funny.
It's
Like,
so
man.
crazy. Like, your kids, you're like, I used to do that. They're like, show me. And you're like, ooh.
How about a video? Like I had this cool
Yeah.
video on my phone where
And, like, by the time my son starts skateboarding, he's gonna be like, "Dad, can you skateboard?" And I'll be like, "Never."
Nope, never happened. That wasn't a thing when I was a kid. The wheels were still square when I was a kid, so they didn't.
That's the story I'm telling, and I'm sticking with it. Like,
I just know that I'll bust my ass.
fun fact: The Rock recently posted a video of himself over at the next WWE Next Academy, where his daughter Simone is now training.
Yeah,
and
that's
has
dope.
been training for years. And first of all, just the energy of him being there, I can imagine what it was for all the other guys. And then he's talking to his daughter, and you're looking at him and his daughter and thinking, damn, she's about to be Generation 4 of people doing this sort of crazy stuff. So you think about the stuff that you were passing on, and The Rock is just The Rock on many levels. Like, what the hell? Like, he's grooming the next WWE champion right there.
That's so sick.
It's so crazy to think about. But I'm sorry, Tank.
No, it's all good. But yeah, so it's been so I did that. So getting old, and then a shit ton of D&D. Like I played D&D all weekend, and it was
Nice.
dope. Since none of my players watch our show, I'm probably gonna be taking back over DMing of the home game, and so I've just been reading fucking as much like nonstop for like a week. Going through helping Shannon create a new character so she can keep playing with us, and I love every second of it. So.
Shannon doesn't even watch our show.
What happened to her?
Well, she knows it. Well, she doesn't often. She's not right now. Doesn't look like.
No, not this show. Our other show.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, really? That's what he was. I figured out that's what he was talking about in the context of D&D, dude.
Well, no, like
Getting old.
Yeah,
Getting
right.
old.
Yeah, right? Getting old's a bitch.
yeah.
You don't even know what you're talking about at times.
Yeah, so I've just been. I mean, as much D&D as I can consume, like I can't get enough of it. So I love it.
So okay, I want to take a second and give a shout out to Tank. Naru, have you been listening to the
I listened to the first episode, and I thought, okay, this is actually more fun listening than participating.
Hey, it's not for everybody. That's fine.
Hey, yo. Last time we did it, remember, I ain't lying. I was literally half asleep, halfway.
Yeah, you absolutely hated it.
Yeah.
So
Well,
we now
didn't
have
hate it. Just couldn't stay focused.
Yeah.
3 episodes out. Well,
Yep.
also, you have to have something that you're interested in. But
Right.
we have 3 episodes out, and I've listened to each episode, and I'm like, okay, it's us, so it's not. I'm being harsh on myself, so it's like, our production quality could be better, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But then I've been listening to other shows, trying to, like, see where we're at and, like, trying to get advice from other shows. Tank, I will say this. The editing on Dungeons and Day Drinkers is a million times better than 90% of all Dungeons and Dragons podcasts out there.
Yeah, that actually.
That you've listened to, but still, that doesn't take away from it. I gotta say,
I've listened
Hank,
to a lot.
Yeah, I listened
to-
to the first episode I listened to. I thought, well, damn, like, I couldn't find fault. That's not to say I listened to a lot of stuff, but
Right.
I couldn't find any faults with it. I thought this was pretty good. Considering our other first efforts,
And Tank has, and we've talked about it on Dungeons and Day Drinkers, before we record, like, how we can make that show better, because it's a learning experience a lot like this one was.
Yeah.
But the amount of sound effects, the music, the editing skills, like all of these
Atmosphere,
things, it really
baby.
is an art. And Tank really is taking Dungeons and Day Drinkers very seriously, and I just want to thank you for it, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. It's a lot of fun. Like, I get to play. I love playing. Like this last session that we played was total. It was RP the whole time. The entire session was just total role playing, and it was.
I didn't throw one dice.
Nope, we didn't. It was some episodes were like that, and it was cool. I mean, I had a blast. And then being able to go back and like it's a different type of editing than I do with this show. Doing the background and trying to make sure that like it all fits and you can hear everybody and like the story makes sense. Like we didn't trying to which rabbit holes are funny enough to leave in, which ones do I cut out, stuff like that. It's been fun. I mean, I enjoy it, and you would never know that I always wait until the night before it's supposed to go up to start editing it. So, cheers.
Dude,
The one I listened to was that my first takeaway was like everything we've done up to this point has just been preparation for that. Like you could just tell. Not only were you balancing audio, pretty good, and all the extra layers of it was there. And I'm like, okay, shit, okay.
Yeah, it's fun. I appreciate it.
This is step one to something else, and I'm looking forward to seeing what else it is. This was really okay. Enough backslapping. It was good.
Hey, there's also a lot of voice acting and role play, and there's a ton of stuff going on.
Your Aussie accent, when you kicked off with that Aussie accent, I'm like, damn, what's up, Jason? I'm like, okay, didn't know you had that in you, man. I mean, sustained it for a while too.
It's difficult. I can't remember what episode because we've done so many that haven't come out yet. But no, we did one, and I did an accent inside of an accent.
That's so hard to do.
Yes. Really?
Yes.
Yeah, and that was challenging.
It's
like you getting your RDJ on.
It's so hard to do that.
Where he does a white guy playing the black guy who's actually.
What do you mean, our people? You mean our people?
Nice. Yeah. Looking forward to hearing it.
At one point, I used my Australian accent to make fun of Tank's character, who also has an accent.
Yeah.
But I have to keep the Australian accent to do that accent. And Brandon was like, time out. I just want to say, good job. You did it. And I was like, that was more difficult. Like, leading into it, it's just like, oh yeah, I can do that.
Right. And then you're in the middle of the sentence like, fuck, this is way harder than I thought it was going to be. Just get to the end of the sentence. Get to the end of the sentence.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's why I cut it short a little bit. I'm
right.
Like, hey,
and the crazy part is you're exercising these new muscles for stuff that you always wanted to do. And the fun part of that is you just don't even realize where it can go. Like the next thing you know, you're doing audiobooks and shit. Like that would just be great. Like just, yeah.
Yeah. This show, Dungeons and Day Drinkers, really does feel like acting. Sometimes it is voice acting, like probably 90% of it, and it's a lot of fun. But yeah, Dungeons and Day Drinkers is a fun show, and if you guys haven't seen it on our channel, definitely check it out. Tank's editing is top notch. But I was listening to some Adventure Zone. They have no and their early episodes,
sure,
right, just like ours. No sound effects. No music, no real editing.
Yeah.
And it's like they have an edit where they put a commercial in the middle because they have sponsors and stuff. And I was like, that's so crazy that, we're trying to polish this turd from the beginning.
Yeah.
And, a lot of people didn't. So kudos to you, man. And good job.
Thank you.
Rue, what have you been up to, dude?
Oh, that's a very interesting question.
Well, I mean, we kind of ask the same thing every time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just been so long since we've been on. It's like
True.
Well, that's true. So you got to stop and think about.
2 years.
I have. You got to stop and think about what have I actually been doing in my life for the last couple of years. And, in all honesty, it's been a very busy couple of weeks before these last 2 weeks. Like, I have never been so busy at work. It was ridiculous because I'm holding down 2 roles, and in trying to do both, it's been cool on the one hand. On the other hand, this is the first time I go to work, and well, not really. It's just I'm so into what I'm doing that I literally start the day, and then halfway through the day, I'll take the phone and look. Oh, one message, or there's like several messages, but I'll just pick one and respond, and then drop it, go back, and I literally have been in the position where I just saw a missed call from 6 days ago.
Nice.
That's how busy I've been. So my headspace has been occupied by work in ways I never thought possible. In terms of what I've been doing for fun, though, not even that much gaming and shit. There's a comic book I used to read on my phone. It's called Quantum Vibe. So one of those web comics, and I started reading this comic in 2009, actually, and they've been going strong ever since. So recently, though, the guy who puts it out, he slowed down to 3 episodes a week. So I kind of got frustrated with the slowdown, and I just decided to go back and binge it from the beginning.
Wait, so how large is one of his episodes?
It's basically like 4 panels, sometimes 5, sometimes depending on what he's
a
telling.
few panels.
It's like a comic strip.
Yeah, comic strip a day.
Okay.
So he's been doing a comic strip a day for like
Got it.
since 11, 12 years.
Got it.
And
that is fucking impressive.
Yeah,
Dude,
that's a lot.
like he has a Patreon, and I'm like, yeah, I actually when I first joined Patreon, it was because of him. Like I felt like I gotta support this dude. I had been reading his shit for so long. But what I was trying to say though is I went back to binge the whole thing again because he's got like 3 chapters and published some books of it. I recommend it, guys. Look it up. Quantum Vibe. He's got some high level sci-fi stuff in there as well. Pretty simplistic, in terms of it's not like it's high level art, but it serves the purpose and it's really good stuff. So what I did for the last week, I kid you not, is binge through almost 11 years of comic strips. Yeah, I'm that guy.
That's dope.
I'm that dude.
That's pretty dope.
I hope it translates into some sort of, I don't know, clicks for him, because I mean that's a hell of a lot of clicks.
Damn.
Yeah, that's dope.
That's crazy.
It makes me think of like Casey Neistat, and I'm mad I didn't get on the train when he first started it. He was one of the first YouTubers to do a truly daily vlog.
Right.
And he uploaded a like 10 to 12 minute episode every single day for like almost 3 years without missing a day, which is fucking insane to be able to film, edit, and upload a video. And his are like short films, right? They're not just like, him just like dicking around. It's fucking incredible.
Yeah.
If you ever want to learn like how to film stuff, Casey Neistat.
Oh yeah.
Peter McKinnon, Casey Neistat, and then there's one more guy, and like they do short films every day, and it's like Casey Neistat's like never have a static camera, always like do something dynamic, and then it'll lead into your next scene. And it's like you can learn a ton. I wish Brandon was here to talk about that because Brandon's the one that actually showed me Casey Neistat.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun fact: I know who he is. Respect all he's done. I haven't watched a single episode.
His stuff is cool, man.
My point is that guy has transcended what he started.
Oh yeah.
Because he's so good at what he does.
He doesn't do that. He stopped doing the daily a couple years ago, but he's still every one of his. Even he puts a video out like once a week, maybe now. And he still gets like a couple million views on it almost every time.
See, his craziest thing was he didn't start like a lot of people, us included. We just started a podcast because it's like this is what we want to do. But he actually was a film creator, like a content.
He had a show with his brother on HBO. Yeah, that's what you were just saying.
And then it was like, now I'm gonna do this YouTube thing because I think it's gonna be big.
And fucking exploded.
He became one of like the largest names.
Yeah, it's nuts. Like it's incredible to think how much like he influenced YouTube and the YouTube culture, and it's insane, dude. And he's he seems like one of those just like genuinely really nice, cool guys too. So
he seems like a really cool.
You always like seeing those kind of people, succeed.
He's inspired so many people that he's a secondhand inspiration. Like he's that guy.
Yeah, because he came from
trying to do normal shit. Yeah, and he ends up inspiring people.
Right, and he came from like absolutely nothing. If you've ever seen his story, I mean, he came from shit. He moved to New York with like $2 in his pocket.
Naru, I would recommend watching this. If you watch nothing of Casey Neistat's anything,
his Draw My Life.
He has a
the Draw My Life.
What's that?
Draw My Life? Is that what you're talking about?
No. I think it's a TED Talk, but it's about Nike. Nike paid him like $12 million or something crazy to shoot a video for them. and he did not wear a single pair of Nike shoes. And basically, it was just him and his buddy took the money from Nike and traveled around the world. And they were like, let's just make this like our greatest adventure ever. And then they sent the video to Nike, and Nike's like, this is great, but why are you not wearing any Nikes? Actually, you're doing a handstand in India, and you're wearing Adidas. And he was like, and then he went back and like cut those out. And, like, he was like, no, it's Nike, you know, it's about your life. Enjoy your life. And it ended up being like one of their Super Bowl commercials.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And it's like,
I missed that.
he took that money and he was like, let's just go around the world.
I'm gonna do my own thing.
No plan. They just booked flights.
Yeah, dude, that guy's.
And it was so crazy.
It's so
he was
cool.
like, yeah, I
Send me a link
lot
to
of
it.
money.
I'll look at it.
He was like, I
That's
wasted
just-
a lot of their money. And never wore a pair of Nikes. Didn't even bring a pair of Nikes.
That's so funny.
For Nike.
That's awesome.
That's not awesome. That's ridiculous.
It's incredible. And
It's
like,
amazing.
it's
It's
awesome.
insane.
It's so dope. Dude,
Anyway, yeah. So all of that has been my life.
dope.
So while we were gone,
Let's say so, Jason. So explain to everybody why we haven't been recording, because let's be honest, it's been your fault. Just fucking.
I make money. I don't have a job. Oh,
You
but
don't
I
have a
also
job.
went to Oga's Cantina.
Oh, and Star Wars World, Star Wars Land.
And this is what Sprite looks like in Star Wars.
Oh,
World.
dude, I'm going in September. I can't fucking wait.
Wait,
Yeah.
what is that?
Disney.
Sprite
It's the Star Wars land in Disney.
and Coke.
That's what Sprite looks like?
Yep.
Are
Yeah.
you shitting
That,
me?
he's holding $50 worth of paraphernalia in his hands right now.
No. Like when you go to get a regular,
I believe you, man.
like the $4 Cokes.
Yeah,
This is what they look like.
that's so dope.
You cannot get, and the cool part is they have a green and yellow R2 droid at this one, and a red and silver
dude.
one at this.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's like the droid is the driver of the cart.
Dude,
That is beyond insane.
we're gonna spend an entire day just in Star Wars. I can't wait.
And at Oga's Cantina. So Brandon and I, here it is, Oga's Cantina. That's what it says. But so it was me, Brandon, and Alex. Right, we get in there, and we're
Who's
all
Al? Never mind.
Oops.
Alex is Brandon's girlfriend.
I
Also
said
on
never
Dungeons
mind.
and Day Drinkers.
Also
I
on
said
Dungeons?
never mind.
Yeah. So
Cut that
we
out.
Get in there. And, okay, this is how nerdy we are. In a Star Wars bar, they were making Dungeons and Dragons jokes.
Hell yeah, that's
Okay,
awesome.
so we're standing there, and I was like, guys, this has double axes on it. I think I want to take it. And they were like, are you kidding me? I was like, no, I think I'm going to take it. And they're like, we've already put ours in our bag. Don't be so obvious about it. And I was like,
Swoop, sleight of hand.
dude, like, and they're like, wow, your sleight of hand is like -2.
Yeah, it's just terrible.
They're like, we put ours in there like immediately. Like as soon as the guy put it down, they put theirs in Alex's purse, and then they were like, "Can we get some?"
It's more like tumble of hand. It's not.
I was like,
Yeah,
not
like
taking anything.
right, like whistling.
Yeah, everyone in the bar is taking their stuff because it's like a known thing, and I'm like, I'm not stealing.
Right.
Yeah, so we went to Disney, went to the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. I will not spoil it for you guys, but I will say there's so much attention to detail throughout the entire section of this park.
Right, because it's one part. It's in
Yeah.
Hollywood Studios, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It is a small section. It's like, so if my hand, right, if this hand is Hollywood Studios, it would take up this portion right here.
Yeah.
There is so much attention to detail. You could spend 2 full days there and still not find everything.
Oh, I'm so excited. God, I can't wait.
The 2 rides they currently have are, Rise of the Resistance, which I will not give any spoilers away here, because I believe 110% that you need to experience that ride. it is well worth the fucking wait.
Oh.
Like, it is worth the full price of admission for
Yeah.
one day just to ride that ride once.
Oh, dude.
Like, not even a joke.
Dude.
It is, like, I've heard that it's the pinnacle for where, like, the measuring point for Disney moving forward. And that's good because releasing next year, they have Guardians of the Galaxy, which is supposed to be the world's largest indoor roller coaster.
Oh, damn.
Then they have Marvel Academy opening in California
Okay.
in a couple years.
Yeah.
But there's going to be a Spider-Man ride, an Iron Man ride. Like, there are all these things, and this Star Wars ride is just like where we're starting at.
So, give me how close to Flights of Passage over in Pandora is this new Star Wars ride? You know what I'm talking about, right?
No, yeah, I
Okay.
know exactly what you're talking about. So
no, but go ahead.
if Flight of Passage was where your benchmark for like the greatest ride
Yep.
at Disney, Rise of the Resistance will break your bar and reset it and put Flight of Passage at like a solid 6.
Oh my god, I cannot fucking wait to go to Disney now. I'm so
All right,
pumped.
take
See,
it
like-
easy. You might just be making Tank's
Dude.
probably,
See,
he's probably doing
Smuggler's
shit.
Run, where you get to fly the Millennium Falcon, is sick. Like, that is on par with Flight of Passage.
Wow.
But it's you and 5 other people. Like, you have to have a team
Yeah.
to fly the Millennium Falcon, which is, and I rode it 3 times, 3 completely separate missions.
that's so cool.
So it doesn't matter how many times you ride. There's 6
It's a-
different positions for you to,
Oh shit.
fly.
Right,
So
right.
you have 2 pilots, 2 gunners, and then 2 engineers. But each seat does something different.
Yeah, yeah.
So you have 6 different roles. But then each time you go, it's a new mission.
Oh, dude, I'm
So like you
God, I
could
can't
get
wait.
right back in line and do something completely different.
I can't wait, dude. I'm so fucking excited.
But Rise of the Resistance, you can only ride it once a day because there is no line.
Yeah.
You get a boarding pass and then you have to wait for them to call you.
Yeah.
But it is worth it. Yeah, that's awesome. My wife like went batshit for that
Dude.
ride.
Ah,
It was good.
I can't wait.
I have been reading like actual books.
Hey, me too,
That's-
actually.
That's dangerous.
And I am working on something for Dungeons and Day Drinkers that should be out by the end of the week on
Also
Instagram.
dangerous.
That Tank has no idea what it is.
I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, only Brandon and I know.
Dope.
Da-da-da.
Hell yeah.
Well, Naru may know.
A little bit.
He knows a little, but he doesn't know the full spectrum. But I've been working so hard on this, and I'm like, I told Brandon, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it every time we release an episode. And then I'm working so hard on this one, I'm like, damn, this is taking a long time. I guess like the more I do it, right, like I would get better and faster. But I'm just like,
Are you
shit,
doing a flip book of our episode? Because that'd be pretty funny.
a flip book?
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
And just like take your
Basically,
phone.
that's just a cartoon.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you turning us into a cartoon? Fuck no. I wish I knew how to animate though. That would be tight.
That would be sick.
So yeah, just doing a lot of work and a lot of martial arts stuff.
Dude, fucking blowing our phones up with, and it's my fault because I started it several weeks ago. I was like, hey, I found this video of like all these different forms that like how they react to the same situation. This is really cool. And then fucking for the last month, Jason's been like, ooh, check out this article. Ooh, check out this guy. Ooh, check out this video.
You guys are like, oh man, we think about martial arts all the time. No. Jason thinks about martial arts from the moment he wakes up to the moment he goes. When we get off this call, I will research more martial arts stuff. And then
It's impressive. It's honestly impressive.
oh gosh, there's so much.
I think
But-
you misspelled nuts.
Yeah, right. A problem? Yeah.
Dude, Naru, I was just showing Tank. I got this new knife trainer. right?
I noticed you were sticking it inside of your head, and I thought, don't turn that around. Don't turn that around. Just keep it pointed the right
I'm developing
way.
a callus on my hand from this. I just got it yesterday.
I have a butterfly trainer up front. I mean upstairs.
Up front.
Up front. I don't know why I said up front. Upstairs.
That's kind of odd.
I don't know. I've been drinking.
Just let that go.
Dude, fun fact. Yeah. So if this was like, if I started here tonight for bourbon, Saturday, our last Dungeons and Dragons session, it probably would have been like bourbon. Because we played for like 3 or 4 hours, right? So I didn't want to have to get up.
Oh, dude. I think on Dungeons and Day Drinkers, I had my Yeti, and I had vodka, bourbon, and root beer.
Oh, shit.
In like this massive...
Big ass, like 32 ounce.
And I was like, all right, Dungeons and Day Drinkers, here we go.
So we get done, right? So the wife texts me. We're like... I didn't know at the time. We're like 10 minutes from finishing our session, right? She's like, hey, I'm leaving. I'm about to leave for dinner. Are you coming? I was like, just go. If we get done, I'll meet you there, right? So we get done, and I'm like, all right, I got to go eat. And so I close it, and I literally, now keep in mind, I'm in my basement, 2 flights down from my bedroom, and it's always warm in my office. It's nice and dark, right? I've been sitting for hours just drinking bourbon, and I stand up and run upstairs and get to my bedroom, and I'm like, holy shit. I call Shannon. I'm like, I can't drive to dinner. So if you want me at dinner, I'm going to need you to turn around and come get me. Because I can't, like, I could do everything but drive. I was like, I can like talk fine. I'm not slurring my words. But it was just enough that I'm not getting behind the wheel. I was like, damn it.
I'll ride my bike. I'll meet you there.
Yeah, right. So
don't leave without me.
When we call it Dungeons and Day Drinkers, we are serious.
Oh, we're very serious. And our DM drinks the world's classiest wine.
He drinks a port out of a barrel.
He pours wine from his keg, like a small barrel keg, into a coffee cup, and drinks it, and then just keeps refilling it.
Yeah.
Naru, I wish you could watch the video part. The guy actually, like, in the first episode, it sounds like he's eating a sandwich. It's because he was.
It's because he was actually eating a sandwich. Yeah.
While you're doing it.
Yeah.
For hours.
For sure.
Yeah, we were like, oh, okay, playing the game, and then he just pulls food out. And you're like, where did you get that?
Like, we get to the end of one session, and he hasn't got to play the character who normally eats the sandwich the whole time. So it's like 3 hours later, and we finally get to that character, and he picks the sandwich up, takes a bite, and goes, that's warm now. That's disgusting. It's been sitting on his desk for like 3 hours. It's like ham and cheese sandwich. Yeah, dude, it's so funny. You're like, yeah, way to go.
That's dedication.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh gosh. Like, so Justin.
Yeah, but shout out to Justin.
Buddy. Yeah, shout out to him. He is an awesome DM,
Yeah,
but
dude, it's crushing it.
he doesn't have any podcast experience.
Yeah.
Like, no recording experience, no. Like, he had to have done theater at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he has to, because the guy is like on point for never doing it ever in his life. He never misses a beat.
No.
He's like, his comedy is up there. Like,
Yep.
with everyone else, he matches everyone's like comedic timing, and you're just like, this guy is great.
Yeah,
like,
we've tried a couple different things in the past. We've done some other stuff, and they've just never quite fit. Like, right, it never quite fit just right. But dude, he came in. We had a session 0 before we started like uploading stuff, and from session 0, we're like, yep, this is gonna work. This is it. We finally found our dude.
what? Oh, Rue, we got to a point. He's prepared just like us. And he's like, yeah, so you guys come up on this town, and we're like, what's the name of the town? And he goes, you can name it. So it's like, wait, you created this whole thing, but you forgot to name the town. Whatever. So I'll just give this part away. I name it Fraggle Rock. Don't know why. And on the fly,
Yeah.
because he just said, like, you're in this town, whatever. I name it Fraggle Rock. In the blink of an eye, he has changed the entire story to to where every person in this town speaks only with puppets.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
Fraggle Rock is a puppet show. He had no idea it would be Fraggle Rock. I just came up with it in the middle of recording.
His improv is top notch.
I will say that, yeah.
His ability to yes and anybody who knows improv knows what I'm talking about, is absolutely incredible. Like
not just yes and, he goes beyond that.
Right.
To create a backstory like that.
Yeah, immediately. Because he said Fraggle Rock, right? And I remember because I wrote this down. In fact, my D&D notebook is right here. And I wrote down, he goes, let me find it. He goes, there's small 2-inch walls lining the street. And I'm writing this down and being like, what the fuck is this? Like, I'm thinking this is going to be a whole story point before I realize it's hiding the people that are working the puppets that are walking on top of the wall. And I was laughing for 10 minutes when I realized what he was doing. But it was like so quick, so immediate. I was like, dude, this guy's a champ. I'm so pumped.
He's good at what he does.
He really is. And like I said, I've DM'd some. I'm about to start DMing again.
And what he does is not so nice.
It's good, man. The encounter, like the fights feel like fights, because that's a big problem in D&D is especially when we have 4 players, which is pretty average, but like, you get into a fight and then all of a sudden the fight's over in like 3 rounds and there was no like real danger. Right. But like so his fights, we're like an hour into it, like, fuck, I'm running out of spells. Like, I hope we can kill these guys. And yeah, it's dope. Like, I love getting on every time we get on.
Hey, that's good. Cool. That's cool.
It's a very nice.
Very nice.
I just dropped a bomb at the end of the last one. So,
like, what the fuck was that? When he says
3 months, you guys will all get to hear it.
Like, well, yeah, right? Because I'm like, we're doing actually really well, recording pretty steadily. So I'm not promising anything, but there's a small possibility I can swap it to weekly if I can get my editing.
So let's get off Dungeons and Daydreamers.
All right, before I commit to anything else,
and we do it enough. Rue, you have some movie updates on some movies that just came out. So what are your thoughts on Sonic and
Birds of Prey?
I will start with Sonic. Sonic was insanely better than I mean, it was really good. Like, I walked in there because I thought, okay, kids, you're going to enjoy this movie. And the story was, I mean, first of all, for the absurdity of having Sonic interact with real people.
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey is a whole category on his own.
I love Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey's overacting is Jim Carrey's overacting.
God, I love Jim Carrey.
If you can't handle that, please don't go see this movie.
Yeah.
But if you love Jim Carrey, and if you love some classic Jim Carrey, this is classic Jim Carrey. My kids loved it. I enjoyed it. It was great.
I'm for it.
He was awesome.
Classic Jim Carrey is Ace Ventura Jim Carrey.
I'm for it, dude.
This, for me, is in terms of Jim Carrey performances.
The Grinch.
This was almost
liar.
This was almost a caricature in a sense, but not a bad caricature. You know what I mean? Like this is Jim Carrey. You know how it is after a while when you've seen just enough of a person do his thing.
Yeah.
But this was still nostalgic, and then it makes you think, oh, that's cool.
He still got it.
He still got it. Yeah. So
that's
what
still
it was.
fucking crazy, but
Yeah. That was
for sure crazy.
That was Jim Carrey in this. And I think back to the initial Sonic design, and I gotta say, kudos, mad props to the entire CG team behind this movie, because these guys took that movie and redid the entire thing top to bottom in, what was it, 5 months or so?
Yeah, pretty quick.
Wow. Honestly. It was really quick, and it's seamless. Like, this is really, really good Sonic. And it's also got a pretty decent storyline in the middle of it. Like, obviously, there's a few areas where you smack your head and go, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's actually good. And James Marsden is, in terms of guys who play opposite of a CG character, the whole yellow ball thing, James Marsden he knocked this out the park, too. I really enjoyed his character in it. Tika Sumpter, for me, felt a little out of place. I don't know. Like, I mean, I believed her character. I believed in her character. I just felt like, what are you doing here, Tika? It was just, it didn't feel, that was.
Let me ask you this. in, I played Sonic the Hedgehog growing up in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For people who played Sonic the Hedgehog back then, not
Right.
like the new Sonic on your phone shit. Like we had
Right.
to sit down with the Sega Genesis, right?
Right.
Word. Yeah.
Does it hit those nostalgic vibes, or is this more for like our children?
I think this touches it for everybody. Like if you played it back in the day, and you'd be like, oh my god, like there's parts in the movie where the theme song and the music shifts, and you're like, I get that.
Nice.
Plus, there's a straight up thumbing your nose at Mario pretty much all through the movie.
That's
and
awesome.
I'm going like, no, they didn't.
That's
no,
awesome.
they didn't. The same
like that.
the same recurring theme. I'm not gonna spoil it.
Yeah.
But the second it happens, you're like, oh shit,
Yeah.
this is Mario.
Calling out Nintendo.
So that whole thing goes all the way through. And then there's an end credits, after credits scene that would just work for anybody who played, back in the day. Would be like, oh, and my kids loved it. I loved that. That was cool. Then jumping over to Birds of Prey.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna say for what it was supposed to be, I give it a solid. For story, I give it a 6.
Wow.
Yeah, I give it a 6 for story. I thought the movie itself fits very well into the whole Suicide Squad world. Like, Harley Quinn is definitely Harley Quinn. They should cast nobody else in the role. Like if they ever, I don't know, if Marvel ever buys Harley Quinn, they should just pick her up and transfer her across. She's amazing in the role. The movie itself was really good. I'm giving it a 6 for story just because I can't forgive them for what they did to Cassandra Cain. I'm like, this is not Cassandra Cain. I don't care. You should just call her some other girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, this is not Cassandra Cain. This is some kid who is totally helpless, absolutely has to have everybody looking out for her. I like also the empowerment themes in there. The whole emancipation theme was rock solid all through in a way that made sense in the context of who Harley Quinn is. I've been beat up and shit on by the Joker and pretty much everybody else, and apparently to the world I'm nothing without him, so I'm gonna go prove myself. Okay, which is the subtext or the main text of the Harley Quinn cartoon on the DC Universe as well, which I hope you guys have seen.
Gotcha.
Okay.
No.
In that case, you guys have no clue what you're missing. But hey, it was the movie. My rating overall for that movie was probably an 8 because I enjoyed it, but I was just so angry about what they did to Cassandra Cain.
So not terrible, but you have your own personal bias.
I have my own personal biases. Okay. It just brings it down. But if they cast somebody else in that role, I would have been like, yeah, solid 8. But because they did that to Cassie Cain, I'm like, well, up yours. Yeah. No.
Because I heard a lot of, sorry, Jason, not to cut you off. I heard a lot of like general movie critics actually really liked it. So that's interesting.
Hey, like I said, I would love it. I'd give it an 8.
Yeah,
but I'm docking them 2 points for Cassie Cain.
Got it.
2 whole points tells you how pissed I am. Because you guys remember, there was a time I spent like a month and a half just reading up on old Batgirl comics. So I really got into that character, and I'm looking forward to seeing her on screen. And then they give me this bullshit.
Yeah.
Do you guys recall when old Twilight was cast as Batman? And we talked about it on the show.
Vaguely.
Probably.
Do we remember what we said?
No.
No, I don't. I slept since then.
I don't either. But I do remember that I said, I'm going to hold out everything until we see him in the role.
Yeah.
I'm not going to cast any judgment because people did that with Ben Affleck, and I thought that Batfleck was awesome. Now he's not doing it for his health. The fuck ever. Like, you were jacked. Like, you were the largest, most badass Batman. But what
in the history of Batman, yeah.
Like,
just
I saw something on Instagram the other day, and it was like, which Batman is closest to comic accurate. And it had Michael Keaton, it had Christian Bale, Batfleck, and then now Robert Pattinson. Ben Affleck is the closest to comic book accurate. If you look at like Jim Lee's Batman.
Gotcha.
You had to qualify that. You had to
Caveat,
qualify
yeah.
that.
Caveat.
Little
like,
asterisk
pick
on
the
that.
most
Because
jacked
if you go
Batman in comics.
if you go open up like Batman Year One, and you actually look at his build and everything, I would probably think that I can see why they cast Pattinson in the role.
So that's where I was going with that. Is now that we've seen Robert Pattinson in just the cowl, what do you guys think about their casting?
We haven't seen him in the cowl. We've seen half of the cowl.
I thought we saw him in the cowl.
Didn't see his ears. Didn't see the head. All that
we
stuff
didn't
is.
see the ears, but I'm saying like his face.
Saw him in the mask.
Well, yeah, we haven't seen the ears yet.
Which for me, I'm holding out. I decided I was going to hold out judgment until I see the ears, because for me, the best ears and the most realistic ears for a guy who crawls around and hides and stalks people is not 6-inch things on the sides of his head.
They are the Batfleck ones.
The Batfleck ones are the best. They're low and functional. Like, I can tell who you are, and you're not going to get snagged in trees wearing that. Like, come on. So, yeah. But I will say this. When I saw that, I saw the video, I saw the red version, the red tinted version, and I saw somebody did a filter where they just took the red out, and I thought, oh, wow, okay. And that score by what's his name, Giacconini, whatever his name is. Man, that score for me was like, okay, this is good. This is Batman. I can buy this as Batman in his early days, a detective trying to find his way. The whole look and feel of what he was wearing had that I made this myself look, which I liked.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you see Batfleck, he looks like the industrial, been doing this for a while. This is the suit that works.
Yeah.
But look at Pattinson, you can tell, like, even on his chest, people are talking about that. The fact that the actual bat symbol has two things. One, it throws back to the original Batman logo, which has no ears. It has no head. It's just that look. Secondly, there's all this talk about it looks like it was made out of the gun that killed his parents. If you look at it yourself, you can tell, oh, this looks like it's stuff. It looks like something he could just grab, pull off, and throw at you. But in terms of his mask, I had issues with it. But I guess you could say it might have been designed to also kind of look like it was made for him, because he does have a rather prominent, long, narrow jaw, right? So that whole Robert Pattinson face, this worked for me. I don't think it's the best Batman costume we've ever seen. I don't think it's the best I've seen. It's not my favorite, but it worked in the context of what I saw. So I'm like, I give it a pass. Not exactly what our man Travis seemed to like, though, because he let me know he didn't like the fact that I liked it.
Well, okay, Trav, I love you, brother, but you want the most jacked dudes. Like, if The Rock could play Batman, yeah, The Rock should be Batman. Fucking A, blazing defender. Like, I'm with you, Naru. I think that I like a lot of things about it. It is a throwback almost. The Batman suit almost reminds me a lot of the Daredevil suit. Like,
oh, now you're gonna go there.
Well, I'm saying it looks a lot like it, where it's stitched together, right?
See, now you and I are very balanced about this. Marvel fans have been crying foul, and basically taking the piss out of that thing. They've been they've been foaming at the mouth, because, like, what is this? You guys just copied Daredevil.
Now, I mean, if it works, right?
Yeah, right.
Justice League didn't work. Avengers did work. Okay, we need something. Like,
oh my god. No, you
but
didn't.
in all honesty, I'm looking at Robert Pattinson, and at first I thought it was I didn't think it was a terrible casting. I just don't really like him.
Right.
Now the more and more I see, I stopped thinking about him as like Mr. Twilight and Teen Heartthrob.
Yeah.
And I see him as young Bruce Wayne.
That's like Zac Efron.
Yeah, like,
dude,
don't even get me started.
Like,
Zac Efron would have been a better Batman up night and day.
Like the more, but like the more Zac Efron does, the less I forget that he's High School Musical. You know.
Yeah, but Zac Efron would have been a great Batman. Are you fucking kidding?
You know what? Now that you say that, I wasn't even trying to put that together. But now that you say that, you're kind of right.
He's pretty jacked too, as well.
Yeah, right. Fucking
I mean,
Baywatch.
How else do we get to Batfleck than fucking Zac Efron?
Zac Efron looks like he could be young Batfleck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
you're totally right.
Yeah. I gotta say, you're absolutely right. It grows. The more you see it, the more it grows on you. Like it actually, it does that. And that's, for me, that's the high mark of a successful Bat reveal. Like, does it grow on you? Like the first image you saw of Batfleck, everybody was like, well, shit. Okay. That's the guy. Kevin Smith was right. He looks like the guy.
Right. Like, I'll never forget, I heard Ben Affleck is going to be Batman. A lot of people hate Ben Affleck. I love Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
Like, the movie The Town, if you haven't seen it, I was like, if Ben Affleck could bring The Town to Batman, he's about to fuck some shit up. And he did in that warehouse scene.
Yeah.
He's just fucking people up, and it was great.
You would
Like,
love
that is my
anything Ben
Batman.
Affleck did unless it had Tom Cruise in it.
True, probably.
Yep,
No,
I went there.
I don't like.
I went there.
I fucking hate Tom Cruise. Okay, so this is a rabbit hole, but I'm gonna go there. My wife and I went to Second and Charles, right? It's a secondhand bookstore, and they sell like tons of good books for like $4 for like hardback books.
Really?
I avoid, like the plague, all things that are Jack Reacher.
Just because.
And like I love Brad Thor's books. I love Jack Carr. I love Tom Clancy, Robert Ludlum, like all these like, you know, thriller military types. But Jack Reacher, every time I see it, I'm like, fuck you, Tom Cruise. Fuck you. You couldn't pay me to take that book. And it's like, Lee Child is a great writer. Like, he's
That
an
is
amazing
so
writer.
unfair.
But when I see it and I see Jack Reacher, I just go, fuck you, Tom Cruise. And I walk right away from it.
He cut you deep.
Like,
He cut you
thought about
deep.
that.
He cut
I
him
was like,
deep.
that's not even fair to Lee Child. Like,
I
it's probably a great
Still
book.
fair.
Speaking of,
It's just, in my head, I'm like, fuck you, Tom Cruise, and I walk away.
that's funny.
Like, sorry, but back to Robert Pattinson. I think that he's going to be a great, like, he looks like he can be a great young Bruce Wayne. I just hope that they don't try and take like this whole thing where it's like, oh, the movie was great, now let's do a young Superman and let's make them friends.
Oh yeah.
Like, I can see DC doing that.
That depends, because like the idea of a young Batman, people have said that this story is going to be set a little earlier. You know, basically the stuff that Batfleck alluded to when he said makes you wish for the time when your only worry was exploding penguins.
Yeah.
So the idea being that this was his origin. This was back in the day. This is when he was just getting started. There's no Superman when he got started. So
That's true. That's true.
if it's actually a
Still
story,
canon.
yeah, if it's canon in the DCEU context, then there's not going to be a Superman
Now-
meeting this guy.
Let me throw this out there, all right? Because we have no idea, okay? Let's say that this Robert Pattinson Batman comes out, let's say Battinson comes out and does great. And then they're like, oh shit, let's run with this because it's canon. What, you know, if they did like a young superhero Justice League, like younger Justice League, what one character would you want them to do? Now, they can't do Cyborg,
Green Lantern.
can't do Superman,
Green Lantern.
the Green Lantern. What about you, Tank?
Recast the Flash. I'm sorry, and it's not Ezra Miller's fault, but I fucking
you
hated.
You couldn't at this point because Ezra Miller
Is working on
Flash
the.
was
It's
Because he was supposed to be Barry Allen, wasn't he?
It's in pre-production, dude. And he was Barry Allen, which is basically the first Flash.
I'm
so.
sorry,
Yeah.
he was the first Flash, but I'm sorry. The way they wrote that Flash pisses me
So-
off. As much as you were mad about what the fuck you were mad, I don't remember what you're mad about now. Oh, about the what's her face,
Tom
Casey?
Cruise?
No, Casey. What's her face? You're Batman.
Oh yeah. yeah.
Oh,
Birds
Cassandra
of Prey.
Cain.
Yeah, that's how I feel about how they treated Barry Allen in the fucking Justice League movie.
So, I will say
Yeah.
that in Arrowverse,
Yeah.
they brought him into Arrowverse.
I saw that. I didn't watch the Crisis
It
on
was
Infinite
like-
Earths, but
I haven't finished watching it.
They've crossed dimensions,
Yeah.
but the DCEU and Arrowverse are like two separate dimensions. But
Yeah.
they like
I prefer Grant Gustin's Barry Allen over Ezra Miller's, and it's not Ezra Miller's fault. I just fucking hate the way they wrote that
Yeah.
fucking character. I
just don't like
hate
the
it.
Flash show. It's too.
I mean, I stopped watching those shows. So my problem was I just got burnt out on all of them because that's fucking like 5 hours a week worth of fucking TV shows, and I just don't have
but
time.
see-
I
just
didn't
like
get
that.
burnt out with them. I was cool watching them. My issue was there's only so much melodramatic bullshit I can take.
Yeah.
Like after a while, it's like, you know what? I want to take a bat, crawl into the TV, and chase anybody else who says I can't trust you anymore. Bah!
Yeah.
So we can't redo the Flash, right? But I think a Green Lantern would be cool.
I'll tell you why, though. The reason I want to see it is really simple. Really simple. Did you guys see the Rebirth, Justice League Rebirth, where Batman meets Green Lantern and Green Lantern's like, wait, you don't have any powers?
Yeah.
You do. And then Batman's like, what is
And
this?
he takes his
looks
ring
down
off his
and
finger?
He's got his ring.
Yeah.
That for me, I'm like,
That scene was fucking dope.
Give me that Green Lantern, cocky, happy-go-lucky, trusts too much in
Hal
his
Jordan.
power ring,
Yep.
and put that against a Batman who's super capable.
Yeah.
Wait. The Nerds from Work originally started as a thing where we would say, who would win, this superhero or this superhero?
Oh
Like,
shit!
who would win, this or this?
We haven't done that in a while.
And Naru, who was our go-to whenever anyone had a hang-up? Who beat everyone?
Batman, Green Lantern.
Batman with the Green Lantern ring.
Yep.
Literally beat everything.
Yeah.
It's like
I agree with you every time. Batman, Green Lantern wins every time until I saw Batman on the Mobius chair, and then I thought, well, shit.
Dude, okay, all right, I have our next episode because obviously we have nothing better to talk about on the show. Batman Green Lantern or Flash Blue Lantern?
Batman Green Lantern.
What?
Dude, Flash with the hope?
No.
Flash with hope,
Blue
bruh.
Lantern is cool. Flash Blue Lantern is cool, but it's based off of hope.
Exactly. Who is
No,
more
no, no.
hopeful than
No.
fucking Barry Allen?
Nobody can suck hope out of a room like Batman.
Yeah.
Dude, not from
Batman
Barry
has
Allen.
willpower.
Batman just shows up and hope is gone.
Now, had you said Green Lantern Batman or Yellow Lantern Scarecrow?
Oh shit!
Ooh.
That's not even a fight. Scarecrow's dead.
That's pretty gnarly. My
Scarecrow
problem is
goes
that
off of fear.
But
Yellow
my
Lantern
only problem with
feeds
that
you.
is you could take the rings away and it's the exact same fight.
Right. So it's not really like you're just.
You see what I'm saying?
All you're doing is giving Batman the ability to create faster, and Scarecrow the ability to be scarier. But
Right.
it's
It's the
effectively the same thing. You're just amping
But
them
dude-
up by 1,000.
Blue Lantern Flash is
Loses to Green Lantern
fuck
Batman.
my
every-
ass, bruh. Like,
Now, okay, you want to go there?
Wait, what?
Batman is the only character that has killed everyone in the DC universe.
all right,
He has plans to defeat everyone in the Justice League.
that's a good episode of Justice League Unlimited, actually.
I'm just saying, in comics, that is canon.
Yeah.
Batman can defeat
Yeah.
everyone.
This
So did Deadpool defeat? Oh, it should be Batman Deadpool. Batman versus Deadpool.
I don't know what you would give Deadpool, but like, have you
Batman
seen
versus
Deadpool.
the Bat in the Sun video where it's Batman versus Deadpool,
Oh yeah,
I can't remember.
and they end up just like teaming up because
yeah.
this is dumb. Like,
Yeah.
this is never gonna go anywhere. But I think Batman does end up winning because he's like, oh yeah, let's team up. And then Batman like drops the house on Deadpool and he's like, don't ever call me again.
He's gonna win every time. Why? Because I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
Oh gosh. Speaking of Zac Efron, Neighbors, where him and Seth Rogen are on the couch and they're like they're toasted and he's like, I'm Batman. No, I'm Batman. I'm Batman. And they're going like Michael Keaton's Batman versus like Christian Bale. No.
Oh. You're reminding me of something. Another thing I want to hear is the Bat voice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like I want to hear the Bat voice. Like I want to hear like, okay, so what's he gonna do for the voice?
To this point, you know, we all have our favorite Batman, like physically, appearance-wise. Who is your favorite Bat voice?
Ooh, that's easy. Batfleck.
Batfleck is your favorite Bat voice?
Yeah, because that's the only voice that makes any damn sense.
The one that gave me fucking chills. Like, and
wait. Do you mean actor who did the voice, or are you talking about the voice we've heard?
The voice we heard.
Kevin Conroy.
Ooh.
That's a good one.
That's actually a deep cut, and I kind of like it.
That's cool. I like it. But I will say still, Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Batman Begins.
The hell out of here.
Batman Begins.
You know,
First time he puts the suit on, and he's hanging that dude from the balcony of that building, and he's like, I swear to God. And he's like, don't swear to God. Swear to me. And you're like, oh shit.
He didn't say don't swear to God, swear to me. He said swear to me, and there was a growl to it.
I'm sorry, he didn't say it like that. He said, don't swear to God, swear to me.
And I gotta tell you, his voice became comedic after a while. Like you can't sustain that all night.
After a while, that's why I said Batman Begins. I didn't keep going.
I mean, I have to say, everybody, everybody has their bond, right? He's my Batman. Fucking, all of a sudden I can't think of his name.
Christian Bale.
Thank you. He's my Batman. He's the Batman that I got into the Batman movies with, and so when you asked the question, he's the first one that came to my mind because that's
I've watched all the Batman movies like when they were releasing, and I still say Batfleck is like that is closest to comic accurate, and I think that's because Naru and I have spent so much time in Batman comics.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why.
Closest to comic accurate Batfleck. Best Batman origin story, definitely Bale in Batman Begins.
I mean,
for sure.
Most absolutely zany, way out there Batman.
Adam, what's his face? Adam
Clooney.
Adam West.
West, bro.
It's not even competition.
Adam West is like zany, but when you look at the times, right?
That's why I said zany.
Oh gosh. Oh, you've seen Naru. You've seen my coffee table book, haven't you?
Probably.
I have a Batman coffee table book, which Batman used to be a comic strip, not like a comic book.
Right.
And it's from the 40s.
That's
right.
That is Adam West Batman.
Yeah.
Like, Batman didn't actually get dark until like the 80s.
Right.
So, when you look at the time, like, okay, it's zany, whatever. But I still treasure Adam West as like when I was a kid, I used to love that shit. Like when you would punch someone and the sound effect was zap.
Bah! Yeah.
Like, zap.
Yeah, it's just great.
I keep punching.
Holy Bat-Bell's Batman.
I mean,
oh my God. Holy Bat-Bell's Batman.
Yeah.
Oh my God. All those corny lines. Like,
what
man.
is the Batman movie. Oh, throw me the shark repellent.
Yeah.
A fucking can of hairspray, and he sprays it on this shark.
The amazing thing is all that corniness was undone in one movie. The second Batman brings out the Batman credit card.
Dude, it's an unlimited credit card. Duh.
Okay.
Okay, I guess I have to backtrack. I did watch those, but I guess Bale was the one the first one that resonated with me because those movies are so ridiculous. I love them, but they're so ridiculous.
Michael Keaton Batman was not ridiculous. That's the thing. It was definitely a surprise.
I didn't watch this until later.
That was the first Batman that made you stop and think, "Oh, this is a scary."
This could be a thing, yeah.
Yeah, this guy. I can
the
see how
first superhero movie
Right.
that wasn't like, oh, this is
Super
Superman being
campy,
zany
yeah.
or like.
No, I would disagree.
comic-y.
I would disagree. Superman, the original Superman movie of '78, that was definitely the first to take it seriously. Like Christopher Reeve took it really seriously. You could tell he wasn't like
took it seriously.
The
But
movie
he was still
itself
wearing
was
tights. Like
yeah.
people still looked at it as not like you were kind of a nerd if you watched that. It's like, yeah, it was cool, but like if you owned them, why are you watching a man in tights? Michael Keaton made Batman and superhero movies cool.
For one reason, his costume was black. That was pretty much it.
Badass.
He wasn't badass because it was black. It was black because he was badass. I get it.
Badass because you drove a hot rod.
And then 2 movies later, he's like, "Is the car right?" Shakes left the car. Oh my God, I want to puke. Val Kilmer, how could you let them make you say that line? Oh my God.
Valley Kilmer.
I forgot Val Kilmer was Batman. I'm thinking
he
of
was-
Keaton
yeah.
and Clooney. I totally forgot Val Kilmer was
Val-
Batman.
At the time, for me, Val Kilmer was
Bad.
the best looking Batman ever. Like he just had the look of like you could believe this guy was a billionaire playboy, rich
Yeah.
kid
No.
with issues.
You could believe he was a billionaire playboy with issues. You could not believe that he at night put on a suit and beat the shit out of other people.
Yeah.
Which made
Like,
sense.
that's the
Because Bruce Wayne, somebody posted something today. I think I posted it online somewhere, and he said, "Listen, this guy, Bruce Wayne. Look at the movie. He's got like in the city of skyscrapers. Who has the tallest, darkest, edgiest looking building? Wayne Tower. And they're like, hello, who could possibly be Batman again? The guy who owns the massive building that's edgy and black." So my point is, sometimes your Bruce Wayne shouldn't really look like he could be doing this shit at night. That's the one thing I had against Batfleck. Like, he looks so much like a guy who clearly could be pounding the shit out of people at night, right? Michael Keaton
That's what I love
as
about
Batman.
Christian Bale.
Yeah, Christopher Bale's that lean.
Yeah.
Christian Bale's
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Bale's Bruce Wayne
Yeah.
was great.
He put
Like,
on a
twist on
suit.
it.
He put a suit on. You'd never know.
Well, that's who he really was.
Right.
And then he had to act like a billionaire playboy because they were like, no. You know,
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Gal-
That's the same
Gal-
thing I'm talking about with Val Kilmer, though. Like, Val Kilmer had that look of a guy that you thought, oh, rich boy. And then you try to hit him and you be surprised you're on the floor. Like, how the hell did that happen? That's the look he had. Michael Keaton definitely had the look of a troubled fellow, but he also had the look of a guy who you wouldn't believe this is what he does at night, which made sense to me. However, you're talking Batfleck looked like a damn thug, man.
Batfleck is a thug. I remember the picture after the announcement where they're like, "Oh, Ben Affleck's training to be Batman."
Yeah,
and
the
he's
t-shirt picture.
deadlifting,
Yeah,
and he's in like some t-shirt. It was like
Yeah.
a Bruins t-shirt or something.
yeah.
It's
The
fucking
dude is, like,
huge,
it's just massive.
jacked.
And
You
like,
gotta
they're like,
remember,
"Oh, yeah,
he's
training."
6'5".
Like Ben Affleck is 6'5".
Yes.
No way.
What bullshit?
Look it up.
I
Look it
am, because that's fascinating if he is.
Dude,
Look
if
it
he's
up.
6'5",
He
I
is-
just found my new idol.
He's 6'4", according to Wikipedia.
Oh, all right, fine. 6'4".
Holy
That's-
shit! I didn't realize
So-
he was that tall.
Picture a
Dude,
6'4" guy
Holy
who's that
shit!
big. Now you know what I'm talking about. Like,
Right? Yeah, he looks fucking. Now realizing he's that tall, that makes him that much fucking bigger.
That
Listen.
makes it that much greater.
That's insane. I did not realize he was that tall.
he is. Think back to when he
Holy
did Daredevil.
shit.
I found out about his height when he did Daredevil because
You know what? He is
um,
like he's tall and lanky in Daredevil.
yeah,
Yeah.
but here's the thing though. Like there's a scene in Daredevil where he's playing opposite what's her name? His wife. Shit.
Jennifer Garner.
Yeah, Jennifer
His
Garner.
wife.
She
Oh yeah, she's a head taller. I mean, a head shorter than he is.
yeah, she falls. She's actually doing the scene where she actually falls off her where she was up in the air,
Oh yeah.
and he's there in the suit, in the Daredevil suit, and he just runs and he catches her out of midair. I'm like, dude, that's leading to marriage right there. Of course, 6'4", massive dude grabs her, and he's wearing the Daredevil suit.
Fuck, I didn't realize he was that big. That's incredible.
Yeah. So picture
Yeah.
a guy 6'4", and then he does that.
Damn.
Ben Affleck, you are my hero, sir. Alcoholic as you may be,
Yeah, right.
you're my hero.
He has really.
Hey,
Cheers
yo,
to you, sir.
he's taller than Braxton Cosby. What does that tell you?
Damn.
He's about the same
Braxton's like 6'5".
No.
6'6".
No.
Dude,
That's with the
Braxton
hair.
always surprises you, man.
That's with the hair. He's 6'5" with the hair. He's
Braxton always surprises you. I'm going to meet up with him tomorrow, but
Are you really?
every time he never lets me down. It's like, oh, we're like the same height, and then you see him in person, you're like,
Nah, I think I already settled that for me. His height. Like I met him one time and that was it. I never, ever will think anything about me and him are similar ever again. Like
well, no, like
no, like there's
I
not
don't-
even.
I don't know how the rest of the world lives because I'm like 90% taller than everyone else. But like,
I can answer that.
when I
question
meet
for you.
him, it's like I forget about like how tall he is, and then when I meet him, I'm like,
Yeah. Welcome to my life.
Listen,
that's you
Braxton-
with everyone.
It is because because like Shannon is 5'1", so I've got like 5 inches on Shannon, and so like in my little bubble, you know, I'm short, but I'm not like crazy short. But then I meet up with you. I meet up with like you two fuckers, and it's like, well, shit. Let me go get my step stool, cause
Listen, all I know is this. I thought he was a regular tall dude until I met him. And I met the guy and I thought, well,
and he's a personal
damn.
trainer, so he's like fucking chiseled.
He is that tall. He is chiseled. He looks better than any human being has a right to look. He is facially an Adonis.
Greek god, yeah.
He's got
Yeah, I don't
great
understand.
hair.
I don't understand it.
It's ridiculous how much he's got going for him. I would hate him if I didn't like him so much. He is ridiculously good.
Like
Look
there's got to be something. Like I bet he only has like 8 toes or something. Like I mean, I've got a lot of great features, but God is taking my hair. He was like, hey, can't have everything.
like he's got a
Come
full
on.
head of hair. Check out his afro, man. Like he's got
He's got a solid afro.
Plus it's a nice texture. He's got
See, that's
the
my
gray
claim.
and the-
Aging well.
I may be short, but I still have a full head of hair, so
Oh
I'm
my
fine.
God.
I happily give up my height for a full head of hair.
Well, see,
Yeah.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with losing my hair because I've got a really good-looking wife.
Yeah,
And it's like now I can lose all of it.
right now you're good now.
Yeah, whatever, dude. Like, just whatever. We're married, so.
Yo,
Whatever.
I tell you this much: you gotta go the route of all the guys like The Rock and all these other guys who realize, you know what, can't keep it, lose it. Let's just do it.
I mean,
And then after they do that, they go get super jacked, so
Right.
you can't say shit. Like you just can't. Either
I'm
that
going
or
to the
they
gym, guys. I don't.
either that or they grow enough
I'm a
hair.
big guy. I don't think I'll ever be that big.
Yeah.
Never
But-
say never.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking about steroids. But anyway, hey, Tank, tell them where to find you, buddy.
Man, you guys can find me all over the internet at The Caped Critic. Like we were talking about for the first 30 minutes, Dungeons and Day Drinkers is live, the first 3 episodes. Episode 4 will be up next Wednesday about 1 o'clock. Make sure you guys are checking it out. Next week's episode should wrap up our first chapter. So make sure you guys are checking it out, and I hope you guys enjoy it.
And if you guys are not paying attention, Dungeons and Day Drinkers, we're recording it like every few weeks. We record, a few hours worth, and we are calling that a chapter. So over the course of the next couple years, we will finish a book, right, of our character's journey, but each recording is going to be a separate chapter. So, Tank's doing a great job of splitting those chapters into parts. So check out all of chapter 1 next week. Tank, Naru, tell them where to find you.
I just found the craziest Batmobile remote control. I'm sorry.
Motherfucker,
you
finish.
You can find me at Naru the Nerd Guru on Instagram and Twitter. Holla at me and we can get into some shit.
Holla at your boy.
Sweet. Hey, you guys can find me at Houdini0333. Catch me on the old tweet machine and Instagram. Like Tank said, I'm also on Dungeons and Day Drinkers, and I am doing voice acting like Naru said on Dungeons and Day Drinkers. So we're really looking at building that out and getting into those acting skills. So you can catch all of us at TheNerdsFromWork.com. That's our social media. All of that's listed on there. You can find us on iTunes. You can find us on SoundCloud, anywhere like that, at The Nerds From Work. One solid word. Be sure to tell your friends about the show and tune in next week. if we're around. Hey, from all of us here at the workplace.
Peace.
Peace.